What's going on, guys? It's February 27th, and here are the picks of the day. I'm going to look at a little bit of NBA, and then we're going to go straight into college basketball as well. So the strategy that I'm going to use today is reverse line movement. If you haven't heard of it before, check out the description for a quick summary, but also just keep watching because I'm going to explain exactly how it works. So let's look at this first game, for example, where we have the Pelicans versus the Knicks. This game opened up at over/under 220 points, and then 81% of the public betting population chose the over. And then the line moved down to over/under 218.5. And this almost doesn't make sense. If you look at any other game, for example, so look at this one, 76ers versus Celtics, where a majority of the public betting population chose the over. And so the line moved from 229 to 231.5. It moved accordingly with the betting population. And now that it's at 231.5, that's going to make the under look better. And that's normally what bookmakers do. Whenever it's lopsided like this, they're going to adjust the odds to make the other outcome look better. But in this case, they already had 81% of the clicks going towards the over, and then they moved the line down to 218.5, making this look even better than before. And that's almost backwards, right? That's almost reverse. Well, the reason that this happens is because the sharps have money on this game. The sharps are the more knowledgeable big money bettors who tend to have a better betting record than your average bettor, and bookmakers value sharp picks over the public picks because they think that the sharps have the advantage. And so reverse line movement like this happens when there is a difference of opinion between the public bettors and then the sharp bettors. And what the bookmakers thinking is, okay, if the sharps do have the advantage, and so if under is where this game is headed, then why don't we make the over look as appealing as it can for the rest of the public? That way, if this loses, they don't have to pay out 81% of the public. They only have to pay out 19% of the bettors essentially. And so it becomes a profit move at some point. But whenever you do see an instance like this, then it's best to go where the sharps are going. So in this game, I would go with the under. This doesn't guarantee you a win for every single game, but more often than not, in the long run, this strategy does work if you stick with it. So now that you know how reverse line movement works, I'm going to go through the rest of the picks for today. Real quick, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for reverse line movement picks 4 to 5 times a week, and let's get into pick number 2. So I didn't see any more NBA games that I liked today, so I'm going to hop straight into college basketball. And the first game I want to look at is Wisconsin versus Indiana. In this game, the line opened up at over/under 142.5, and then 89% of the public betting population chose the over, and then the line moved down to 140.5, so really similar to that Pelicans-Knicks game. So if people are already choosing the over at 142.5, then they're definitely going to pick the over at 140.5. But what this also means is that the sharps have money on the under. And so for this game, I would go with the under. Let's see, there's a few more games that I liked. So Western Michigan versus Eastern Michigan. This game opened up at over/under 144.5, and then 88% of the public bettors chose the under. And then the line moved up to 145.5, making the under look more appealing. What this means is that the sharps have money on the over. And so for this game, I would go with the over. There's a few more games, but there's just so many listed out here, so it might take me a second to find. Let me see. Okay, North Carolina State versus Florida State. In this game, it opened up at over/under 150.5, and then 89% of the public bettors chose the under, and then the line moved up to 151.5, making the under look more appealing. So the sharps have money on the over, so I would go with the over. And then the last game today is going to be UNLV versus Wyoming. This game opened up at over/under 145.5. 67% of the public bettors chose the over, and then the line moved down 1 point to 144.5, making the over look more appealing. What this means is that the sharps have money on the under. And so for this game, I would go with the under. So that's going to wrap it up for me for NBA and college basketball picks today. I didn't see any other games that I liked. And if you go out there and you look for reverse line movement picks, just keep in mind that these lines are going to adjust throughout the day. So, something that you see right now may not exist in the next 30 minutes or so. So, make sure the line that you get is favorable, and yeah, that's going to be it. So that wraps it up for me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.